And now, an important update from Mr. Clemens.
Hey Braves! So, we are at the end of the quarter, and I wanted to provide you with some quick updates to kind of help you figure out what to do for this end of quarter one, beginning of quarter two. So, a couple of announcements. Number one, we're not going to Zoom anymore. Why? Well, it hasn't been very fruitful. I think my best attended Zoom was of almost 50% of one of my classes. And even then, that was the high water mark for attendance over all 5 of my classes. So most of the time I'm getting maybe about 2 to 5 students in these Zooms, and that kind of breaks down the activities that I have set up for each of those. So then it just becomes me walking through assignments, and no one needs to waste their time on that. If you think about it, that's 5 hours of my week that I set aside to Zoom, and it's just not being effective. So why would I waste that time when I could be doing it, being more effective at something else? So the plan is from here on out is instead of doing these Zooms, I'll be doing more of a web seminar style video here and there. I won't have as much production quality as I've been putting into these. And I will be instead walking you through assignments and things like that via video, and I will publish those on YouTube and then on Google Classroom and my website. So from here on out, in order to get the content information, continue watching my videos, but then to figure out what to do for each of your assignments and all of the weekly, business, well, make sure you're watching the webinars that I put up. They're going to basically be me on Zoom, but to an empty room. And I will try to add in as much information for you to be successful as possible in those videos. So no more Zoom. That should take something off of your plate. It adds 5 hours into my schedule each week to get some other more important things done. And I say more important things. If I can create some good videos for you, I think that would be better than a Zoom session. So, keep your eye out for those, and that's kind of the plan moving forward. Number 2, get your project steps in as soon as humanly possible. Don't forget, 70% of your quarter one grade comes from 2 things: your projects and your quizzes. And if you don't get your project steps in, there's no mathematical way for you to pass this class this year. So keep in mind that 70% of your grade, if you were to turn in 0 project steps, but got everything else turned in 100%, the best you could hope for is a 30% in my class, right? The assignments are not as important as the project. The project was intended for you to go out and actually do real science and show me that you're able to do real science. So go out there, get it done. Now, here's why I say get it done as soon as possible. When you look at the weather outside today, it's beautiful and snowy, right? And you know who hates snow? Basically everything. Life doesn't like being frozen. So all of your insects that you would normally see in your biodiversity survey and doing all that, well, you're probably not going to see them. Same thing with the birds. Most of them have migrated. They went bye-bye, right? Most of your woodland creatures, your squirrels and things like that, well, their activity is extremely reduced when it gets cold. They don't want to be out there burning calories and freezing to death. I mean, they're tiny. You don't want their little fingers falling off, right? So the point is, the longer you wait on this, the fewer things you will be able to find and the less successful your project's going to be. We maybe have 3 or 4 days left of the year for you to find something of consequence. Because even the plants are going to start going dormant, and when plants go dormant, they drop their leaves, and then they're very difficult to identify. So you have probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday coming up to really get some stuff knocked out for your project. My recommendation is you go out there and you get every single step of whatever you're missing for your project done at the same time on the same day, okay? Prepare yourself ahead of time. Know precisely what it is that you're looking for. Watch the videos that I publish on YouTube about each of these steps, okay? And then go out to your ecosystems and knock it out all at one time. This is the best recipe for success. And if you do well on your project, remember, it's 70% of your grade. So if you were to get 100% on your project, well, that means the other assignments you wouldn't have to worry about. You'd get your C and you'd be fine, right? So if you're one of those people who's adverse to getting work done, maybe you're not scientifically inclined, maybe you just hate my face. Totally get it. The best thing for you, if you're trying to get by with the bare minimum, is just turn in your project steps and you'll pass. So get those project steps done as soon as humanly possible. That's my advice. Speaking of missing project steps, the extended deadline is now November 13th for all quarter one work. That is only for quarter one. So anything I have assigned up to this point, you can still turn in until November 13th with no penalty. Now, that has been extended from the original October 28th deadline because Mr. Mullen asked all teachers to extend it to that particular date. So keep in mind, anything assigned in quarter one can be turned in up to November 13th. My recommendation is that you get all quarter two assignments done first and then go work on any missing work that you may have. The reason is sophomores are starting on cellular biology. That's much more difficult than ecology. Freshmen, you're starting on some math-heavy stuff. You're going to be doing some physics. You're going to be looking into the laws of motion. You're going to be having to do calculations. You don't want to get behind on quarter two stuff because, well, it's more complex and complicated, and you're going to want to stay up to date with me so that I can help you the best way I can, and, you know, so that you don't feel so terrible when it comes time for Christmas time and you're trying to get everything done right at the end, and you're writing your Christmas list to Santa, but you're not going to get anything for Christmas if you don't pass science class, and no, but seriously, the recommendation is to try and stay up to date with all your quarter two work. That's also why I have a new late work policy for quarter two. All quarter two work needs to be in within 7 days of the original due date. So basically you have a week after the due date in order to get your stuff in. After that, I will not accept any more missing or late work. So if you are 8 days late, that assignment will not be accepted. Move on to something else. Work on something else that's current. Work on some quarter one work while you still have the opportunity. But after 7 days, no more accepted late work. If you need an extension, you are welcome to email me within the first 7 days of the original due date. So if I assign something something's due November 1st, you have until November 8th to let me know that you need some more time on that assignment in order to get that extension. If you fail to email me within that time, I will not grant the extension, and that 7 day after the due date is final. Okay? Make sure you're writing a polite email. Give me a subject. Say, hey, Mr. Clemens, or good afternoon, Mr. Clemens, comma, give me some context, explain why you're late and why you're behind, ask politely for a deadline extension, and then finish your email off saying something to the nature of sincerely concerned student, whatever your name is, right? Let's be a little bit more formal in our communications. Email is not text. And I'm pretty sure you wouldn't come up to me and be like, when you grade my assignment? Because that's what it looks like when I get that as an email with no subject or, hey, Mr. Clemens, or anything like that. This is to help provide you with some structure, help you with some time management so that you have some crystal clear due dates and you know how to kind of set out your week and plan your week and getting things done and turned in. This is not to be mean in any way, shape, or form. This will also help keep you current with all of your assignments for quarter two because quarter two is more difficult. We'll be going over cellular biology if you're a sophomore, or we'll be going into physics if you are a freshman. So those subjects kind of require a lot more focus. They're not as easy as the ecology things that we were studying in quarter one. So this is to help keep you current. This also helps keep me current, because it's a bear trying to keep up after all of these missing late work assignments. I get about 50 notifications a day, and this is not an exaggeration in any way, shape, or form. I am not speaking hyperbole here. I'm getting about 50 emails a day from Google due to late work submissions. And trying to constantly keep up after all of this is becoming a nightmare on my end, because I'm spending most of my time just sitting in front of a computer grading late work. It takes a lot longer to grade late work because I have to pop in and out of windows all over the place. I could walk you through the process, but I don't think anybody wants me to do that. Just trust me when I say grading late work takes about 4 to 5 times more time doing this digitally than if you were to hand in paper assignments. And since none of you can hand in paper assignments, this is taking a very long time. It's much faster to turn it in on time because then I can grade all of them at once and I don't have to keep clicking in and out of windows to get to the next grade book, to get to the next assignment, to get to the next person's assignment within this week. You get the point. It takes a while. So I am now splitting in to 2 different subjects. Quarter 1, my freshmen and sophomores were both learning the same stuff, ecology. But now that I am splitting into 2 preps, I have to get lessons prepared for 2 different classes, not just one like I had for Q1. I need more time to focus on getting things ready for you for the next week. So me constantly being bogged down by 50 late work assignments a day is going to keep me from actually getting content in front of you and continuing on the learning process. So this new late work policy, it's not intended to be a punishment. It's not me intending to be mean. I'm trying to provide you some structure while also helping me and my grading process stay streamlined so that we can all stay on time. It will take away a lot of the stress that all of us have. Because if you continue to build up that list of missing assignments more and more and more and more, you're going to continue to add to your overall stress load. So keeping yourself current and up to date is the best thing you can do to reduce stress. It means you might have to be a little bit more focused and stop looking at social media so much, but you know, that's a lesson for all of us to learn in 2020, right? Okay, finally, grading late work. This last week I graded all week, okay? I graded late work and current work all week long. Normally what I do, and this is what I'm going to start doing and sticking to this, is I grade late work on Mondays and I grade late work on Fridays. Why do I pick those 2 days to grade late work? Well, I grade it on Fridays because that gives you all week to get a bunch of stuff in, and then I can sit down and all at once get 4th hours late work caught up. Again, it helps me clicking through windows and stuff. Okay? Same thing with 5th hour, 6th hour, so on and so forth. It helps me get it all caught up then. Then, why do I do it on Mondays again? Well, because generally, once I update the grade book at the end of the week, I get a whole bunch of late work submissions over the weekend. So then on Monday, I come and I will grade all of those then. That gives me Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to get assignments ready for the next week, prepare these videos, which take a lot of time. A 30-minute video can take 8 hours of editing, depending on how complicated I want to get in it. That biodiversity video, if you take out the entire day I took for actually going out and filming, it was 8 hours just of editing. So overall, that video took 16 hours to produce. Now, is that a good use of my time? I hope so. I hope you got a lot out of those videos. But now that I'm going to have to create videos for 2 different classes, well, that's a whole lot of my time I'm going to be eating up to trying to get content in front of you to help you learn better. So I need Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to get that stuff put together for you for the next week. That includes the lesson plans. That includes updating my website with all the videos so you know where to go. That includes posting all of these things up on Google Classroom, finding the assignments, coming up with the questions, all of the different things that I have to do, I'm trying to get done between Tuesday and Thursday. No offense, but I will not be grading late work on those days, ever, not once. Mondays and Fridays are when it gets caught up. Now, you do not have to contact me, and I am asking you to please do not email me to let me know that you've turned something in, and please don't email me asking for me to grade it right on the spot. It's not going to happen. I don't have that kind of time. I would love to. I would honestly, really would love to grade all of your stuff as it came in. But if I was doing that, I would never get anything else done other than just keeping up to date with late work. So please understand that, again, I'm getting 50 plus emails a day from late work submissions. Additional emails letting me know simply add to the long list of emails that are coming in at me. And that takes a lot of time to go through and sift through. But on top of that, just please understand I'm working as fast as I can. Again, 40 to 60 hours a week. I don't take breaks. I pretty much sit at my desk all day. That's not a lot of fun. The only time I take a break is to go use the restroom. So I promise you, I am working as fast as I can. I will get it in as soon as I can, at the first opportunity I am able. Don't worry, I'm gonna get to it, all right? So with that, those are kind of my updates for the end of quarter one, going into quarter two. I don't want to discourage you from emailing me or contacting me if you have any issues with an assignment, if you need help, if you need me to set up some office hours, so on and so forth. Go on ahead and contact me about those things. That's what I'm here for. I'm just trying to go on ahead and get us all ready to have a more successful quarter two than we had for quarter one. Because if I'm judging how successful I was at teaching you this content, I would give myself maybe a C. I don't feel good about how quarter one went. So I'm trying to shore some stuff up so we are more successful in Q2. With that, folks, I will catch you next time. Have a wonderful, short week. Enjoy the snow while you can. Get out there and get your projects done as soon as possible. And yeah, I'll catch you later.